Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Please welcome to read the Bible with me. We are reading Genesis 37. This is a very tricky one where God is telling us that it doesn't matter what you go through. It doesn't matter whether you have friends or enemies. This story in Genesis 37 tells us that it's not everybody who is going to like us, but they can do whatever they want to do. People can choose to do whatever they want to do to you, but He only has the final say in your life. God only has got a final say in your life. Let's go into detail now. And Jacob dwelt in the land wherein his father was stranger, in the land of Canaan. These are the generations of Jacob, Joseph being 17 years old, and was feeding the flock with his brethren. And the lad was with his sons of Baham, and with the sons of Zapha, his father's wives. And Joseph brought into his father their evil report. Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children, because he was a son of his old age, and he made him a coat of mailing colors. And when his brethren saw that his father loved him more than all his brethren, they hated him, and they could not speak peaceably unto him. And Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told his brethren, and they hated him yet the more. And he said unto him, Hear, I pray ye, this dream which I have dreamed. For behold, we were binding sheaves in the field, and lo, my sheaf arose and stood upright, and behold, your sheaf stood round about and made obeisance in the sheaves. And his brethren said unto him, Shalt thou indeed reign over us, or shalt thou indeed have dominion over us? And have hated of us. And they hated him yet the more for his dreams and for his words. And he dreamed yet another dream, and told it his brethren, and said, Behold, I have dreamed a dream more, and behold, the sun and the moon and the 11 stars made obeisance to me. And he told it to his father and his brethren. And his father rebuked him and said unto him, What is this dream that I have dreamed? Shall I and thy mother and thy brethren indeed come to bow down ourselves to thee to the earth? And his brethren envied him, but his father observed the saying, and his brethren went to feed their father's flock in Shechem. And Israel said unto Joseph, Do not thy brethren feed the flocks in Shechem? Come, and I will send thee unto them. And he said unto him, Here am I. And he said unto him, Go, I pray thee, see whether it be well with thy brethren and well with the flock, and bring me a word again. So he sent him out of the vale of Haran, and he came to Shechem. And a certain man found him, and behold, he was wandering in the field. And the man asked him, saying, What seekest thou? And he said, I seek my brethren. Tell me, I pray thee, where thy feed thy flocks. And the man said, They are departed hence, for I heard them say, Let us go to Dothan. And Joseph went after his brethren and found them in Dothan. And when they saw him afar off, even before he came near unto them, they conspired against him to slay him. And they said to one another, Behold, this dreamer cometh. Come now, therefore, and let us slay him and cast him into some pit. And we say, Some evil beast has devoured him, and we will say what will become of his dreams. And Reuben heard it, and he delivered him out of their hands and said, Let us not kill him. And Reuben said unto them, Shed no blood, but cast him into this pit that is in the wilderness, and lay no hand upon him, that he might rid him out of their hands, to deliver him to his father again. And it came to pass when Joseph was coming to his brethren, that they swept Joseph out of his coat of many colors that was on him, and they took him and cast him into a pit, and the pit was empty. There was no water in it, and they sat down to eat bread, and they lifted up their eyes and looked, and behold, a company of Ishmael came from Gilead with their camels, bearing spicery and balm and myrrh, going to carry it down to Egypt. Then Judah said unto his brethren, What profits it if we slay our brother and conceal his blood? Come, let us sell him to Ishmaelites, and let not our hand be upon him, for he is our brother and our flesh. And his brethren were content. Then they passed by Midianite merchantmen, and they drew and lifted up Joseph out of the pit, and sold Joseph to the Ishmaelites for 20 pieces of silver, and they brought Joseph into Egypt. And Reuben returned into the pit, and behold, Joseph was not in the pit, and he rent us his clothes, and returned into his brethren and said, The child is not, and I wonder where shall I go. And they took Joseph's coat and killed a kid of goat and dipped the coat in the blood. And they sent the coat of many colors and brought it to their father and said, This have we found. Know now whether it be the son's coat or no. And he knew it and said, It is my son's coat. An evil beast has devoured him. Joseph is without doubt rent in pieces. And Jacob rent his clothes and put sackcloth upon his loins, and mourned for his son many days. And all his sons and all his daughters arose up to comfort him, but he refused to be comforted. And he said, For I will go down into the grave into my son mourning. Thus his father wept for him. And the Midianites sold him into Egypt, into Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh and a captain of the guard. May the Lord bless the reading of his word. Amen. Thank you so much for joining me.